Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I have two breakfast ideas I wanted to share with you. The original recipe for one of them will be linked down below. The other one I don't have a recipe for. It was just a picture I saw and I thought it sounded good. So let's get into the recipe. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you want to take tortillas. So I am using the Kroger white corn tortillas. I sprayed my pan with a little bit of cooking spray, but I want to heat these tortillas up so they are a little bit pliable. So I just heat them up a little bit on both sides until they start to get a little bit brown. And once they are at the right doneness that you want them at, go ahead and take those out. And in the same pan, you're going to want to cook up some vegetables. So I am just using some bell peppers here and also some onions. You're going to want to cook these until the onions and the peppers are caramelized a little bit. So I just cook these on medium heat. And then I also just put a lid on there to kind of steam them a little bit to help the cooking process. And once they were done, I went ahead and added a little bit of cumin to that, as well as some onion salt. The spices are completely up to you. These are just which ones I preferred for this recipe. Now you're going to want to put a little bit more cooking spray in your pan, and you're going to want to break 2 eggs into the pan. You're going to cook these eggs over easy. And again, I seasoned my eggs with a little bit of onion salt and some red pepper chili flakes. Now while your eggs are finishing cooking, I'm going to go ahead and assemble the tacos. So you just want to put a little bit of the vegetable mixture into your corn tortillas. I also added a little bit of green onions. I love green onions on anything. And then I'm adding some slices of avocado and some fat-free feta cheese. The ingredients you put inside your taco are entirely up to you. So when your eggs are all done, you'll just put 1 egg on each of the tacos. And there you go, breakfast fajitas. This is a variation of a skinny taste recipe. I will have the original recipe linked down below. Okay guys, so today's breakfast idea is going to be called breakfast taquitos. The only thing I can think of, I think that's kind of what they are. So the ingredients you're going to need for this are going to be some eggs. So I'm going to make, I think 8 of them. So I think 4 eggs would be fine for 8 of them. We'll see how many ends up being. And you'll need some kind of corn tortillas. I'm partial to these white corn tortillas. I really got to like them when I was on Simply Filling, because these are Simply Filling tortilla. These are just ones from Kroger, but you can have 2 of these for 3 smart points. I have not put this recipe into the recipe builder yet, so I will just have the points on the screen for you at the end. And then you're gonna need some fat-free cheddar, and then I'm gonna use some Canadian bacon just to add some more protein to these. And then I just have a mixture of onion and bell pepper here that I cut up during meal prep. So those are all the ingredients you need. And of course you can change this up for your likes. You could use some kind of sausage or even some beefless crumbles or something like that. You know, some kind of vegetarian crumbles, or you know, anything like that. You could use anything, or just leave the meat out and just have the eggs and cheese. First thing we're going to do is take these and put them in a pan and start sauteing them up. Now I sprayed my pan with a little bit of cooking spray. I'm always way too generous with fillings on things like this, so I'm going to try to do this as close as possible to how much you need. So I'm just going to go ahead and saute these up. So while these are cooking, let's go ahead and get our eggs beaten. Okay, so now that those are all beaten, I'm going to go ahead and put some of this pink Himalayan salt in there. And add some pepper. Seasonings, of course, are all going to be optional, because I'm also going to add some red pepper flakes, which are really spicy, but I love the taste of them. So I'm going to add you only need a couple shakes with this type of thing. So I'm going to mix those up, and I'm going to go ahead and put them into the pan with the peppers that are nice and tender. I almost forgot the Canadian bacon. So I have 3 slices here. So I'm going to go ahead and put these 3 slices. I'm going to cut them up and put them in here and warm them up a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to add the eggs. And I'm just going to cook these until the eggs are all done. Okay, so we are ready to go ahead and put these together and roll these up. Now I just did one and it didn't work because these were not very pliable, so I did put these in the microwave for 20 seconds. I just did 4 of them. We'll just start with 4. And so let's go ahead and put the filling in. I'm really terrible about overfilling wrappy things, so we will just have to restrain myself here. And I have just 14 grams of cheese over here. I did try it with a full serving, but that was too much. 14 grams is even almost too much, so these are going to be super cheesy. And then I have some toothpicks here too, because I'm thinking that I'm going to need to secure these with some toothpicks. Now I am doing mine in the air fryer. I am going to tell you how to make them in the oven as well. That way, if you don't have an air fryer, you can do that. They are not, I want them to be a little bit tighter. Did I put too much stuff in them? There we go. Okay, so there is one. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of them, and I'll let you know how many I come up with. Okay, so it made 6 of them. I probably could have made one more, but I left the eggs in the pan, and so they were getting a little bit, yeah. So I'm thinking, and I might have overfilled a couple of them, so you could probably get 8 out of this recipe, but let's just do 6. I'm going to give you the smart points for 6 of them. I have my air fryer out here. If you want to do these in the oven, if you don't have an air fryer, then you would want to bake them at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. So what I'm going to do is put them in my air fryer for 400 degrees for about 7 minutes. But first off, I'm going to do, and you want to do this whether you do them in the oven or in the air fryer. I'm just taking some of my cooking spray. I get the propellant-free one. That way it's okay to use in your air fryer, because it's the aerosol stuff that doesn't work. So this is just kind of, it's like a mister. I spray those with the cooking spray. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my air fryer ready. And if you want any information about my air fryer, I will have it down in the description box. So there we go. So I'm just gonna do, I think I'll do 8 minutes, but I'll check it after 4. So let's see how many of these I can fit in there. Let me put you guys down here a little bit so you can see. There we go. So normally I would say you need to put these seam side down. I think that's typically what these kind of recipes say. So I think I'm just going to do 3. It looks like I could do 4, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and do 3 just so I don't overcrowd it. So I'm going to go ahead and get these started, and I will show you what they look like when they're all done. Okay, and here is the finished product. So the first batch, which was what this one came out of, was 6 minutes, so a little bit too long. This batch was 5 minutes, so I would say 5 minutes in the air fryer. So I'm thinking in the oven, do it 400 degrees. Check them after like at halfway through. So set your timer for like maybe 8 minutes and check them. The air fryers do cook a little bit faster and hotter, so I would just check them after like 7 or 8 minutes in your oven, and then see how they are, and then just adjust your time. Maybe check them every couple minutes and up until about 15 minutes. So anyway, here we go. Breakfast taquitos. I am pairing mine with some plain non-fat Greek yogurt. So I'm just going to dip them in that, and then I have some fruit. So here is a really simple and easy breakfast idea. These also be great for meal prep. You could prep these ahead of time and just not cook them off until it is time to eat them. Yeah, I think these are going to be really good, and I will let you know what I think about them.